Are you ready?
Yeah, turn up the heat.
Are you ready?
Is he ready?
Oh, yeah, he's ready.
It's go time.
Ready to go beyond the scores and stats.
I love it.
Good.
Let's bring it in. It's showtime, right?
Welcome to High on Sports.
The whole deal is like some kind of crazy game.
Exclusively on MorningShowCentral.com.
Hello, and welcome to High on Sports. I'm Ralphie, and with me, as always,
Ashley.
and Von Erich somewhere.
Yeah, I'm here.
We decided no
There
mic.
he is.
Birthday present, no mic.
Happy birthday to you.
It's Von Erich's birthday,
I
everyone.
told her to sing that.
Round of applause. Round of applause. You at home. You at home, clap too. If we could hear you, I'm sure it'd be just loud and crazy. But you
Glad that
can
I'm
hear
finally
us.
21.
I know, right? Finally, you can drink. Hooray.
Legally.
Anyways, that's the lie. You're gonna lie about your age and go with that.
21? Sure. Why not?
Yeah.
Broads do it all the time.
Yeah, people don't do it enough. You got to be like it's like your 34th birthday, and it's like I'm 19. Hooray!
I'll be sure to grow an amazing beard by then.
Good. Good. You better.
Yeah, I'll just have my age go down every year. So
There you go.
this year I'm 21. Next year I'll be 20.
Nice.
Pretty soon I'll be 10.
There you go. Couple years.
That'll just be weird.
That'd be nice.
Because then
I
your
got some
kid
nice-
will be older than you.
Got some nice little toys I can give you.
That's
Thank you for listening to the show, however you may be listening, whether it's one of the many glorious apps or at home on your computer. And if you are on your computer, remember, if you're watching this show on MSC, which you probably are, to the right of the viewer is a place to log into a chat room. It asks for a password. You do not need to put one. That is Von Erich's birthday gift to you. Do not need to put a password. Hit a name, hit enter. You are immediately signed in. Talking to myself when I get in there, Ashley and Von Erich and whoever else may be in the chat room today. Remember, as always, email your questions or comments to shows with an at morningshowcentral.com. We'll read them live on air. Call the show toll-free, 1-888-668-0742. Let us know what you have to say. See,
Sorry about that.
That's somebody getting in the chat. See? Chat's active as hell. Listen to that. And remember, as always, to tweet your questions to us during the show. Tweet at high_on_sports, and we will, talk about what you have to say. If it's good. If it's not good, we'll just ignore it. So
and yeah. Just,
bring your A game, people. That's how you got to do it. And remember, as always, get to the website, highonsportsradioshow.com, for all our past shows, my blog, the archive, a bunch of fun stuff. You can subscribe to like a newsletter and a bunch of fun shenanigans like that. So remember, that's highonsportsradioshow.com. Get there now while listening. Listen to the show and go to the website. At the same time, it's fun. Glad to be back here with you. We were not here last week. It was Memorial Day. You guys enjoy your Memorial Day?
I did. It was pretty good. Hung out with the family, had a little barbecue,
Oh, that's nice.
played football with my brother,
Yeah,
the
we
military man.
did,
It was his day.
That's nice. That's
Yeah.
nice. Yeah, we did a little barbecue thing. Had
What
some
was that
steaks and
noise?
stuff. What was what noise?
It was that little twinkling thingy.
Yeah, what was
that? Was on Von Erich's computer.
Yeah,
No,
That was me opening a can of delicious cocaine energy supplement.
God, it scared the hell out of me.
Oh,
that sounds pretty tasty. I'm going to open one
go
myself.
ahead and do it. I
Crack it
see.
open.
I see. We both chose the
I
delicious
love that
blue.
sound.
Isn't it? Just
The blue is
'cause
very
it
tasty.
happened. You hear the sound, and then joy is all that
Yeah, it's
follows.
like,
So you just
"Oh."
know. Like, all right, now it's a party. Hooray!
And the blue is super delicious.
And pretty soon they will be having a new flavor.
That's right.
Oh, what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
black cola.
All right.
Oh.
That's
Well,
nice.
that sounds interesting.
It does.
I'm
It does.
still
Can't wait
still
to try
pro
some.
blue though.
Well, no one's arguing. You can have them both.
I'm
They're not against
I'm
each other.
intrigued by it. It sounds weird, but I
They're
think
not
I'm intrigued
rivals.
by it.
I know, it sounds exciting as hell. All right, you know what else is exciting as hell? Sports, and that is what we were here to talk about. So without much further ado, let's get right into things here. It is round one. Let's go. Ding a ding. All right, we're gonna start talking NBA, and we're gonna go from worst to best. By which I mean we're gonna start with the draft. NBA draft lottery was this Wednesday night. Fun fact about this year's lottery: it outdrew Game 1 of the Stanley Cup.
Really?
In the half hour it was on, it was more viewers in the half hour for Lord Stanley's Cup.
Wow.
Yeah, go figure.
I know. I was watching the draft.
People care more about sucky NBA teams than the best the NHL has to offer.
Well, I mean, you got to see where your team is going to land.
It's true, but think about the markets that are playing in this. If the Stanley Cup can't win with these two markets, can they win?
I know, right? LA and
Los
New
Angeles
Jersey.
and New Jersey, which is basically New York.
Yeah.
If you can't draw the viewers with the LA-New York combo, you can't draw the viewers. That's just it.
No.
Those are the markets.
Yeah.
I mean, losing to the lottery, it's ridiculous. But I guess, yeah, good point. You know, people want to see where their sucky teams are going to land. Like, we were concerned where our sucky team was going to land.
Yeah.
And we did not, we were not a lottery team this year. Couldn't go back-to-back number ones. But we do have number 4. Cavaliers will be picking
and I was, you know what? I think part of this might have, I think I jinxed it.
Did you?
Because
what the hell did you do?
Look, I was watching it at work, and up until we got picked, because one, I was like, as long as we go top 3, I'm okay, because we had the third. If they just did a normal draft like other sports, we would have got the 3rd pick. So I'm like, all right, as long as we're in the top 3, we don't fall down, I'm good. I'm just standing there watching with my fingers crossed. We're not getting called. Just before, after the 5th pick, just before they said the 4th, I'm like, just don't say Cleveland. And what
It
did
was
he
going
say?
completely in
He
order.
said Cleveland. I know it went literally in order
except for that.
until the Cavs, and I said, just don't say Cleveland. And he said Cleveland. One thing you can't do, it's like when we lost to Elway, then they told the running back, don't fumble. What does he do? He fumbles.
Oh, he
If you
fumbles.
say hang on to the ball, goes on to it. Tell him not to fumble, he fumbles. I told
Exactly.
them not to pick Cleveland, even though technically I wasn't there and they couldn't hear me and they'd already done it anyway.
They might have heard you.
I think.
They could be
Yeah.
wiretapping. Who knows what David Stern does? We'll get to that in just a minute.
So I
This
blame myself.
Seedy underdealings of potentially seedy underdealings of David Stern. We'll get to that in just a second. But first of all, one thing I find strange about the NBA draft is first of all you have to look at the sport of basketball. We'll compare it to the most popular draft in this country is the NFL draft. The things that separate these drafts the most is that any team could use any player in the NBA, because you'll find, even if it's like, the consensus is consensus number 1 Anthony Davis is probably a center, but even if you went to like the Orlando Magic, who are clearly set at center, you've got minutes for this kid, or you'll play this kid at power forward.
You find somewhere
no
to
matter
put him.
no matter what team you are, you could always use the best
Yeah.
player.
Yeah.
It's so different in the NFL, because you look at it like, obviously they weren't gonna get the number 1 pick, but a team like the Patriots, they have no use for Andrew Luck.
Yeah.
A Green Bay Packers, you can have the best player there, and a team can just be like, well, what are we gonna do with him?
Yeah.
We got nothing to do with
That's
that
why
guy.
basketball's so different.
And then also for some reason, getting like the 2nd pick is a massive disappointment. Like it just seems like if you finish with the 2nd overall pick in the NFL, it's like, okay, this one obviously they traded and got a king's ransom. The Rams moved out of it to give RG3 to the Redskins, and they got a lot of picks and stuff for down the road. But for some reason, it just seems like in the NBA, Bobcats obviously 7-59. The only team to
Poor
not
bastards.
win.
They didn't get it.
The only team to not have double-digit wins. Actually, the only team to not even get into the 20s in wins.
Yeah.
It's just absolutely insane. The 2nd worst record is 20-46, and they're 7-59. 7.
Honestly, man,
7 wins.
that's rough.
That's
Poor-
abysmal. So I understand why they wanted the number 1 pick. Obviously, they wanted it. But, word comes out that they're 2, and everybody's like, oh, Bobcats lose. It's like, well, they
again.
came in 2nd. They'll still get a 2nd best player.
But see, with the
But it
NBA,
just-
there's always the NBA. There's like such a vast talent, because like the NFL, baseball, there's always more than just that one. But it seems like the last how many years, it's always
There's
been
really like the
there's
superstar
the number
and
one,
then the potential all-stars.
and then everyone else is kind of just okay. Because I mean, look at the draft last year. There was Kyrie Irving.
It was you
We
either
got
get
him,
Kyrie Irving or you just
or you don't.
Or sorry.
Because no one else really did anything. 'Cause I mean, what's the name? Derek Williams or whatever went to Minnesota.
Oh my God! And his dunk over that motorcycle.
Yeah, that was so hard. Really?
It's like,
Blake
hey,
Griffin jumped a
remember
car,
when Blake Griffin jumped a car,
and you
Wouldn't
jumped a bike half
Wouldn't it be
its size.
more exciting if I jumped something half as wide and half as tall?
Yeah, come on.
Actually, mathematically speaking, it would be 1/4 the excitement as him dunking over the car.
And
That's
it was.
about 1/4.
Yeah.
Well, then you got to factor in the fact that when he dunked the car, he had like a whole choir singing behind him too. There was like a whole church choir, so that wasn't there. But anyways,
But Yeah, so I'm like,
that's what factors into
It seems
good
like that's
dunks.
just what's been going on the last, I don't know how many years in the NBA. There's always been the one.
Exactly.
So you either get number one or you lose.
I mean, they have options at 2. There's the Michael Kidd Gilchrist.
Yeah.
Thomas Robinson. There's some pieces there. I don't see him going there, but a Bradley Beal is available. But they have, they don't really need him. But I mean, there's still options at 2. But I understand that obviously they wanted 1. But it just seems like because you don't have 1, it's like, well, they might as well not be drafting.
Yeah.
Number 2.
Yeah, I think they do take it to the extremes with it a little bit. But at the same time, Anthony Davis is a franchise-changing player.
Oh, absolutely. A potential superstar.
Yeah.
Superstar. Quick rundown, by the way, starting at number 14 and going down. Rockets, Suns, Bucks, Hornets, Pistons, Raptors, Warriors, Blazers, Kings, Cavaliers, Wizards, Bobcats, Hornets. So, there you go. There's your top 14 this year's NBA draft, which is June 28th. That sounds about right. Last Thursday in June. So we will keep you posted on what the Cavaliers do with that number 4 pick. And now let's
And we will also keep them up to date with who the Indians pick.
select tonight, right?
Yes, the MLB draft happening today through Wednesday.
Yep.
Plenty of picks, and once the Indians pick is made, I will put that on our Facebook page.
Absolutely, and you will cut into the story with breaking news
Yes.
of who the Indians select in the first round of the MLB.
I'm on the tracker now, but I got a blank screen. I don't think it's started yet.
Yeah, nobody's drafting yet. They just stopped the draft midway through. That's what that means. They just stopped. Anyways, so we look at it now. The Cavs have the number 4, and we know they have the number 24 pick in this draft. Now we can start to look at, and it's going to be like this for the next month on all the local news and stuff like that. What do they do with these picks? It's not going to get as much notice as last year did when you had 1 and 4.
Yeah.
When your options were who do you want because that's who you get. Now you're at 4 and 24. But a guy I'm hearing a lot of buzz around, I'm more interested, it sounds weird, but I'm more interested in what they do with the 24 pick. Because I'm confident with that number 4 pick that it's going to go one of 2 ways. You're going to go Harrison Barnes or you're going to go Bradley Beal, the shooting guard out of Florida. I'm leaning towards Bradley Beal as far as who I think they're going to take. And I'm confident with either one of those players. I'm more interested in what's going to happen with number 24. Is it going to be a situation like it was last year at 4 when they said Tristan Thompson and we all collectively went, what? Who the hell is that guy?
I mean, somebody must know what they're doing. He's turning out to be a pretty
yeah,
decent player.
he became a perennial double-double threat
Yeah.
towards the end of the season, and he's only going to get better. So,
Well, somebody in our system had their
yeah.
had their homework done.
but
Because I'm like, who the hell is that?
a name I've heard thrown around a lot with this 24 pick, who I'm very excited about. Played at Syracuse. He was their best player. Dude is I don't remember the specifics, but he basically got suspended and couldn't play in the tournament at all.
Oh, yeah.
Fab Melo.
Yeah.
First of all, what a good name. Your name's Fab.
I
Fab
know.
Melo.
I stopped questioning how people name
By the way,
their
look it
children.
up. His birth name is Fabrico de Melo. So he's actually Fabrico. So, I mean, that's an exciting name, right? And I believe he is Brazilian. So,
interesting.
Him and Wild Thing can sit there and talk Portuguese at each other while the rest of the players are like...
and he can get a friend.
Exactly.
Because he lost his foreign buddy when
While
Zila.
everyone else can look at them and be like, what are they saying about me?
Yeah.
So I think that would be a really interesting pick at 24. Now, that said, if they went a Harrison Barnes at 4, it's not that I'd hate to see them go big again, but they definitely need another guard.
Yeah, we need a shooting guard.
They need
bad.
a 2 guard pretty bad. Anthony Parker looks like he's not coming back.
Yeah.
He's talked retirement all year. I wouldn't be surprised to see him not retire, but come back, sign a 1-year deal somewhere with maybe a contender
Yeah.
coming off the bench.
Yeah.
Something like that, maybe one last shot at things. But I definitely don't see him coming back and being the starter for the Cavaliers.
No.
No, that's probably not going to happen. Another thing that we'll keep you in touch with is this July, once free agency opens up, the Phoenix Suns are reportedly plan to make a pretty big run at getting Alonzo. They're making a pretty good run at getting G, trying to get G away from the Cavs. So that's going to be something you're going to want to keep an eye on. But anyways, let's go back to this with the Cavs. Potential trade opportunities here. Trading is you don't see it as much, I don't think, in the NBA. But when you do, it's always some weird complex thing where it's like 4 teams involved in something, and then it's always weird because they tend to announce the trades after the draft happened. So you'll see a player go up there and put on that hat like Jimmer Fredette last year when he came out in a Milwaukee Bucks hat, but he was going to the Sacramento Kings.
I was going to even go earlier than that. I was going to say Alonzo Mourning when he came out with a Magic hat when he got drafted number 1 overall. But, of course, at the time, the Magic had Shaq. They didn't need Alonzo Mourning.
Exactly. But an offer that's been supposedly, allegedly, I should say, the Cavs are interested right now in swapping the 4th and 24th for the number 2 pick, trading both of those to the Bobcats for 2, or a trade that involves them sending the 4th and 24th to the Blazers for the 6th and 11th. So Cavs would be moving back with the first pick, but
Way up.
with the second pick.
Yeah, 'cause we
way
don't-
up with the second pick, yeah. So, instead of 2 picks in the top 24, you got 2 picks in
the
between
top 15.
Yeah, exactly. So, the only thing I say about this is just I don't think it's the right move. I think just 4 and 24 is what you got. This is a deep draft. I just think with number 4, you could really get a real talent like a Bradley Beal, and I think there's no point in moving back. Because is the talent going to be really that much different to get to pick a guy at number 11? I mean,
once you get past like 10,
exactly,
everybody's the same.
Exactly, they're all
Everybody's the
it
same.
just all kind of blurs. So
Yeah.
But obviously, we will keep you posted on any information that comes out about the Cavs' potential draft opportunities as this month goes on. Again, NBA draft June 28th, last Thursday in June. Now, here's my question for you guys. Excuse me. A lot of people have, there was some whispers potentially about this NBA lottery. The Hornets aren't even officially sold yet. They had their brand new, soon-to-be owner there. They needed appeal to get bought and everything. Their superstar was traded away. Where infamously, remember David Stern last offseason said you're not going to the Lakers, but then said you can go to the Clippers. A lot of shady things going on. Some people going even as far as to say that the Hornets it may have been rigged to get them number 1. Do you guys think that they? It's a 2-part question. Do you think they would, and do you think they did?
I wouldn't put it past them. I wouldn't say they wouldn't, because everything's crooked nowadays. But the thing is, I'm not really sold on the fact that they really do rig it. They've been talking about the draft lottery being rigged for years. But the Hornets had 2 chances. Just like the Cavs had last year, and that's how we got 1 and 4.
Exactly.
The Hornets had 2 chances, so really they had the best opportunity to, if you put both their percentages together, they had the best opportunity to get the first pick. So that's probably how it happened. It was the same with us last year.
Actually, I should point out, if you did combine the 2 amounts of ping pong balls they had, they still would have only had the, I believe, 3rd best.
Well, it was close enough. I'm just saying 2 beats 1, even if the percentages aren't.
I guess, sure.
But whatever.
What do you?
But they've been talking about it for years. They were talking about it when the Cavs wanted to get LeBron.
Good point.
Because he's from Cleveland. And like the last year with us, because they were saying it was a conspiracy because Dan Gilbert's son has that disease that he has, and they're like, everybody wanted to feel for the kid.
David Stern cares.
Exactly.
David Stern is a heartless man. He doesn't.
They've been talking about it for years, and that's why I don't put anything behind it. It's all conspiracy theories and anything anymore.
You think they would fix a draft lottery like this, Ron Eric?
Yeah, this argument, like you guys said, it's been going on for years, especially the year that the Cavs won the lottery to get LeBron, because that was the first year that the ping pong balls getting picked. That's the first time it was not shown, where they just showed the little logos of the teams, and they told you who had the first pick and all that. But I think it's probably real easy to rig, and if they wanted to do that, David Stern's an evil man. He would.
That's the wild
Allegedly.
card. That's the wild card in all this for me is David Stern. Every time I've seen him in an interview or something, he does not seem like a morally. How do I put this very politely? He does not seem like a morally upstanding gentleman.
Yeah.
I
think
lost
he's
all respect
been
for
in
him.
charge of the NBA longer than Fidel Castro has been in charge of Cuba.
That's something that's worth noting. I mean, he rules it with an iron fist. I first decided really that I don't like him was about 2 years ago when he suspended Dwight Howard for like tweeting something. Or he didn't suspend him, he fined him. It's like, you're gonna fine this guy for tweeting? Like, just give it a break, dude. But when I really decided I truly hate him was when he was on an episode of the Comedy Central program The Colbert Report with host Stephen Colbert.
Good show.
And he had a great show. I watch it 4 nights a week. But anyways, David Stern was on there and he said something. Colbert said something about being an American, and Stern says, "I don't consider myself an American. I consider myself a citizen of the world." It's like, what the hell does that mean? You're the commissioner of the National Basketball Association, not the International Basketball Association.
Yeah, I would have told him to get out of my studio. If you're an American and you're basically
I
denouncing
would have
America,
kicked him in the mouth
yeah,
on national
I'd have been
television.
like, "I'm sorry, I'm calling every
Karate
military."
chop
I'm
him.
like, "You're gonna get. I'm gonna go find an army guy to shoot you
I
in
would
the face."
karate chop that guy's collarbone right in half.
Be like,
on-
"Go America!"
On national television, and it would
A-hole.
become a YouTube phenomenon. Watch Ralphie karate chop this guy's collarbone in half. That's what I do. But
Oh, let's set it up.
you give me a guy who wants his collarbone broken in half, and I'll karate chop it. But
I'll make the Craigslist post right now.
Do it.
But the fact of the matter is, one thing people always want to point to is you look at the last 2 years who's won the lottery. Is the Cavs. Oh, well, they just lost LeBron, so now you're giving them a new potential superstar.
Yeah.
And then the Hornets. They just lost, Chris Paul. Now you're giving them a new potential superstar, Anthony Davis. But
Yeah, but of course it has nothing to do with once the star player leaves, the team is horrible.
Exactly. Thank you. It's that it's all about your perspective. You could look at it that way, or look at it the more realistic way that when the Cavs lost LeBron, they became garbage.
Yeah.
And they were for that
And they
worst
did.
season
in the league.
And then it's
But
the same thing with the Hornets. You remove their best player, their superstar, and they're garbage. So they had a bad season. The odds increased, and they ended up winning. They actually had a better chance. It's weird. It doesn't seem like as much last season was people were people crying in the streets like it's rigged or whatever. It seems like they're doing it more now, which doesn't make any sense because last year it was the pick with the 8th best chance.
Yeah, it was the Clippers
coming
pick
up
that
and
got
getting it. And then this year it was
the fourth.
It was
Fourth, I think.
well, pretty much tied for fourth. There was
Yeah.
a difference of one ping pong ball, so they're technically fifth. But still, a top 5 pick becoming number 1. That's very likely. That's not outrageous at all. It's not like last year when that when that 8th pick came up for the Cavs and ended up being the number 1. Although it is interesting to note though that had the Clippers held on to that pick, they would have had a superstar point guard. But since they didn't, the commissioner okayed that trade to send them a superstar point guard.
Oh, yeah, 'cause they would have had Kyrie if
I'm
they
not
kept
a
that pick.
conspiracy theorist, but I'm
am
wildly
I.
entertained by them. I like to look at them.
They make me laugh.
I just want people to question everything around them. Would I put it past David Stern to rig a lottery? Absolutely, the guy could do it. I think he would. I just don't think he did.
No, because I mean, it's one of those things that I think it eventually somebody would have to be doing it with him. He couldn't just be in the room. It's like, and eventually someone's gonna talk, and that's why I really don't buy. Like, I mean, I wouldn't put it past anybody, especially David Stern. But at the same time, it's like, I feel like he would at least have just the littlest bit of sense to know that somebody eventually would talk.
Also,
Because all you gotta do is sell your store to the freaking newspapers. Boom.
Also, I
You're
think
a
the biggest
millionaire.
thing that changed this for me is the fact that that guy sitting in the chair was the soon-to-be owner as soon as the ink was dried and stuff. So let's just say he's the owner, all right? Which, by the way, he says he's going to change the name. It's not going to be Hornets anymore very soon.
The Saints? Because it's the Saints owner that
Yeah,
just
it's the
bought him.
Saints. It's the guy who owns the Saints, but he's a New Orleans native and everything. And he says there's nothing New Orleans about the name Hornets whatsoever. He's
mean,
like,
I
that
guess-
was
well-
Charlotte had that, and then they moved to
Yeah.
New Orleans, and he's like, we need something that's distinctively, New Orleans. So he's gonna change the name. But anyways,
That's kind of lame.
the thing, I don't care. Call them the New Orleans Gumbos. The Gumbos. That's fun. It's exciting. New Orleans.
Well, I mean,
Mardi Gras. I don't know, but I mean, the the thing is though, what really tips me off is this.
Show me your tits.
The New Orleans show me your tits, right? They'd make a killing. But the fact is that guy is about to be the owner. It's not like they're still trying to put the team out there and make them look all sexy for a new owner. If that guy was out of this picture and they got the first overall pick, then it's going to be easy as hell to find an owner because you market it as Anthony Davis and the Hornets.
Yeah.
Who wants to buy the Hornets with their superstar Anthony Davis? You're going to be able to market the hell out of stuff selling fake unibrows to people and everything.
Oh my God, it's so bad.
It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible.
I just want to know why not one person around him has got a pair of scissors and just said, sit the F down
He's too talented.
and let me cut this because you look like a moron.
He's about to be worth way too much money.
He has
That's
a
the problem.
freaking unibrow.
Okay,
somebody needs to tell
here's
him.
The thing. You're one of his buddies. You're hanging out with him and stuff. You roll with him wherever he goes. You know he's about to sign a mega million.
He's had to have had it forever.
Contract. But still, you know he's destined to have a lot of money. Do you want to piss off that friend?
You know what?
You do not want to piss off that friend.
No.
You want to say, eyebrows looking good, buddy. Keep it up.
No, because see,
You want to buy him a little comb.
If it was me, I'd be like, every asshole who told me not to cut this off, you're not getting a dime. Now, who's the good person
wait,
in my
are you
life
saying you grew-
who said,
hold on,
get
hold
rid
on,
of
hold on,
the
hold on,
unibrow,
hold on.
you freaking weirdo?
So are you
Of course,
trying
it
to
would be
tell
a
me-
female to tell him to cut
Are
it
you
off.
trying to tell me that you in this hypothetical scenario grew a unibrow to see who your real friends are? Like, I grew this unibrow like 6 years
Now,
ago.
who's going to be the one to tell me
and
that I'm an
none
a-hole?
of you guys told me that it looks stupid, and I knew it looked stupid. So now I know you're not my friends. You failed the test.
Hey.
That's ridiculous.
I'm sorry.
Let him keep it.
There's a million people around him. Someone needs to just Okay, you know he's a college. Kids go always party in college. When he's passed out drunk one night, shave it off.
He doesn't drink. He's a good boy. He's at home studying.
Come on.
We don't know him. We don't know the guy.
I know we don't know. When he's sleeping.
We don't know anything about him.
When he is sleeping in the
It
middle
could
of the
be-
night,
what if-
shave
what
it
if-
off real quick. It'll take 2 seconds. He won't even wake up.
What
and
if-
he'll never know who did
What
it.
if, and think how terrible you'd feel. Now hear me out. His father had a unibrow and died in the war when he was a child. So
When
he
was a child,
grew
that
one.
would have had to have been the first Iraq War.
So he grew one. He died in Desert Storm. And so he grew one
No.
to carry on the legacy of his
No.
father.
This
He
is
looks
all
like-
a
he
legend.
looks like
Oh,
a
this is
jackass.
all pure speculation. I'm trying to theorize why a grown man has a unibrow out in public.
In 2012, when there are mirrors.
Because there weren't mirrors like 4 years ago.
I'm saying.
We just
If it
created
was
them
not,
recently.
if it was like 1600 and you didn't have a mirror, you know what? You don't have a mirror.
Because you shaved with a seashell, if the Flintstones are accurate, which they are.
It is the freaking. It's
No, no, no.
2012.
Get it
There's
right.
mirrors.
It was a seashell with a bumblebee in it.
Oh,
What?
for electric. You shut
Yeah.
it and then. Oh, okay. Well, the poor people just had a single seashell. They couldn't afford the electric one.
Oh my god.
But either way,
cavemen.
the point, and it seems greatly lost at this point in the conversation. The point was, they already have an owner for the Hornets, so there's no point in getting them a better pick, making them look like a sexier, better
Yeah.
buy when they already have a buyer.
Yeah.
If there was still no owner yet, absolutely, I would be ringing the bell saying rigged.
Yeah.
But their guy's already here. So. Anyways, that's going to do it for round one. And we will be right back with more High on Sports. Coming up, we got what's urinating us off. We're going to break down a little bit of NBA playoffs. Maybe talk some tribes, see if it's time to push the panic button. We'll see. We'll see. All that and much, much more. Listen to High on Sports on the MSC Radio Network.
Welcome to a MSC Radio Weather Update by Jimmy Cornell, forecaster from NeoWeather.com. For the rest of the night, we are looking at winds to continue blowing off of Lake Erie, and with that, we do have a slight chance for a shower, mainly near the lakeshore. But other than that, we'll be looking at mostly cloudy skies and low temperature dropping into the lower 50s across northeast Ohio. By the time we head to Tuesday, we will reduce any chances of rain and replace that with partly cloudy skies, especially in the afternoon. Winds will be blowing out of the north-northeast, eventually the northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. So indeed, once again, we'll have a little breeze action going on. By the time we get into Wednesday, we still have that similar wind pattern going on, but we are a little bit warmer as we see temperatures in the lower 70s, whereas Tuesday, more like the upper 60s once again, like 68, 69. And the last few days have really quieted back on the precipitation expected Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So now we're looking at pretty much mostly sunny skies Wednesday through Saturday. And for those who have been asking, where has the warm summer weather gone? Well, look no further than next week. Next week we'll be in the mid to upper 80s, at least 3 days next week. So it's going to be a nice one, good for some swimming. And finally, summer like the kids want.
From the Cocaine Energy Supplement Studio, you're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network. Call the show toll free. 1-888-668-0742. You're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network on morningshowcentral.com. Looking for reliable and affordable Shoutcast audio or video hosting? JWN Media offers complete Shoutcast hosting solutions for business or personal use. All plans come with full listener stats, custom web scripts for implementing your service into your existing website, full server control, super fast network, and huge bandwidth limits. A 99.5% uptime guarantee and friendly, knowledgeable support personnel dedicated to making your hosting experience fun and easy. With plans starting at only $3 a month, you have no excuse not to get a server of your own. Plus, with the option to add auto DJ and on-demand services, you can be confident your station will be all it can be. Custom plans are also available at their website. Simply visit jwnmedia.com and click the Shoutcast hosting link to get started right now. Check out Uncensored Net Noise every Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here. Uncensored Net Noise on morningshowcentral.com. If you live the lifestyle, then you should arrive in style. Lifestyle Limousine Service. Whether it's dinner for two, an evening at the winery, or a night out on the town, Lifestyle Limousine provides extraordinary service. Check them out on the web, lifestylelimousineservice.com. Reserve your ride now. 330-903-0508. 330-903-0508. Lifestyle Limousine Service. And make sure you tell them Morning Show Central Radio Network sent you. You're listening to MSC Radio Network, and like anything else on the internet, it runs on computers. Lots of computers. And you know, when you're dealing with computers, hard drives sometimes crash. That happened here at MSC, and you know what saved them? Rectify backup software. Don't believe us? Well, ask yourself this question. Are you backed up? Probably not. So don't be that guy and wait till it's too late. MSC did their research and tried tons of different backup programs and chose Rectify backup software. You know, peace of mind is priceless, and Rectify can give you and your computer system that peace of mind. Find out more at rectify.com. That's RECTIPHY.com. Cocaine Energy Supplement. Due to great consumer demand, Redux Beverages has officially announced the return of its world-famous Cocaine Energy Supplement. It's now available at retail locations across the country, as well as online at reduxdirect.com. That's reduxdirect.com. Don't forget to be part of the all-new Cocaine Energy Supplement social network, where you can meet other Cocaine Energy Supplement fans from around the world. Cocaine Energy Supplement. You can become a member. You can become a member by logging on to lovecocaine.com. Project X Show.
Driven by porn.
Every Tuesday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern. Right here on Morning Show Central Radio Network. Project X Show. Live on morningshowcentral.com.
Oh my! What's that?
We're coming, Little Rock. Are you ready?
Hide the wife and lock the doors. Cocaine Energy is coming.
Redux Beverages has officially announced the launch of Cocaine Energy in Little Rock, Arkansas. Look for it at your local retailer. And if they don't carry it, tell them they need to stock it. Also available online at drinkcocaine.com. Heat 99 P99 Technologies. Affordable and reliable web hosting done right. Jumping from one web host to another can be frustrating. Finding a good web host can be unnerving for even the most experienced of web designers. That's why Uncensored Net Noise has chosen P99 Technologies as its web hosting supplier. Established in 1999, P99 Technologies has evolved into a first-class web hosting provider. Its 99.9% uptime rivals many in the industry. That's why they offer their 30-day guarantee, no questions asked. For more information, go to P99.com. P99 Technologies will help you get started with your web presence with honest and expert customer service. P99 Technologies. Affordable and reliable web hosting done right.
What is it? It was hot. It's everything in between with your host, Von Erich. Everything in between. Nothing gets me more excited. Monday nights, right here on MorningShowCentral.com.
Rise above the clutter, brand your identity, and make a statement. Broken Fan Media. Expert video production, television and web commercials, music video, real estate tours, live concerts and events, state-of-the-art post-production, video and audio editing. Check us out on the web at brokenfanmedia.com. 434-944-0472. Broken Fan Media. The next generation of sight and sound. If you're looking for the best in musical equipment, recording gear, sound reinforcement, and more, Guitar Center has you covered. Guitar Center, located at 26635 Brook Park Road in North Olmsted, has the tools of your trade with the largest selection of music and sound gear in the area. They cater to your musical needs and have the knowledge to help you out. Guitar Center in North Olmsted. MorningShowCentral.com uses them. You should too. Need to know more? Go to GuitarCenter.com.
Oh, wow. Language.
Okay, he was PMSing.
You're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network.
Hello, and welcome back to High on Sports. I'm Ralphie, and with me, as always,
Ashley.
And I am Von Erich.
best starting lineup in sports radio, period.
Challenge us.
Yeah, we'll fight you. I will, like I said, I will karate chop a man's collarbone in half. I've done it. I just have no proof. Whew. Anyways, again, happy birthday to Von Erich here.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate
And
that.
a very heartfelt happy anniversary
Yes.
to 10 Cent Beer Night. How perfect is that? That's your birthday.
Oh, I love
It's
it.
10 Cent Beer Night. Mine's Flag Day. So I share one with the American flag and freedom and all
That's
that.
not too shabby, though.
No, it's not bad. And Donald Trump. Him too.
Oh, it's Donald Trump Day?
Well, yeah. Donald Trump Day, Flag Day, and me. And that's my twin, I guess. But anyways, it is. Thank you so much for joining us, whether it's through one of the many glorious apps or at home on your computer. If you're watching the show on MSC, which you probably are, you'll notice to the right of the viewer is a place to log into a chat room. It asks for a password. You do not need to put one. Put a name, hit enter. You're immediately logged in. Talking to myself, Ashley, Von Erich, whoever else may be in there, if Ashley will stop playing Angry Birds.
I am on ES. Not even gonna.
No, it's okay. New phone, Angry Birds, that's fine.
Hey man,
Anyways.
my phone is pretty awesome.
I know,
Just wait till I start talking to Siri.
I look over you, and I look over like at you as we're about to go back.
You got Siri on that thing?
It's iPhone.
Yeah.
Ask it a question.
I want
Ask it-
to ask. Let me
Ask
ask
it, what's the best internet radio show? Best sports internet radio show. Ask it that, and we'll find out.
What's the best sports internet radio show?
Put up the mic.
Let me think.
She's thinking.
She's thinking, yeah.
I'd like to search the web for what's the best sports.
No, shut up.
She won't. Sometimes she won't answer you. She gets confused and she wants to search the web.
She's so non-committed.
No, I don't want to search the web. Just answer me.
Anyways, so that was a massive disappointment. A little bit of me thought it might say High on Sports, but I doubt it. Okay, stop
She said
talking to it.
okay.
She said okay, it's High on Sports. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Siri. Thank you, Apple. Anyways, that was dumb. But no, we're like seconds from going back on air. Like the music's already playing, and I look over and there's Angry Birds. I saw
Very
that.
addicting
I
game.
don't think I didn't. I've got eyes everywhere.
It's a very addicting game.
Anyways, remember, on your phone, you could tweet at us, or on your computer, wherever you got Twitter, at @high_on_sports. We will answer your questions or share your comments.
Hashtag High on Sports.
Hashtag High on Sports, hashtag USA, hashtag Go Nuts. We make hashtags every couple minutes. We got so many hashtags. Remember, though, to properly use hashtag USA, it has to be in a moment where you're not, like, rooting for U.S. in the Olympics, hashtag USA. It's got to be like, saw a man with, like, 4 hot dogs eating alone, hashtag USA. We're like, this is why we're
That's
the best.
the American dream.
Exactly. It's got to be a reason why we're the best. Hopefully sports related, but, either way, remember, hashtag USA to show us why this is your favorite country. Anyways, so yeah, tweet at us. Email your questions or comments to shows within us at morningshowcentral.com. We'll read them live on the air. And call the show toll-free 1-888-668-0742. Let us know what you have to say. And as always, get to the website, highonorsportsradioshow.com. All right, it is time to get right back into things here. It is round 2. Let's go. The deuce. And it's time for a staple of High on Sports, and that is, of course, what's urinating us off. And we're going to start, as we always do, on the right wing here of the desk. Von Erich, what is urinating you off on this fine Monday evening?
Well, seeing as though it is the anniversary, the splendid anniversary of 10 Cent Beer Night that happened on June 4th, 1974. We got the commemorative T-shirt here in front of our desk. What's urinating me off is that they haven't replicated this. I know it was a major travesty, but you know what? The thing no one talks about is later that season, they had another 10 Cent Beer Night, which went off without a hitch.
Yeah. Why does no one bring that up?
They brought in more security and everything you need to do was giving I think at the second one they gave people a 6-beer limit, so you can only buy 6 of them. And then we're not talking we're not talking tall boys here for 10 cents. It was like a little 10-ounce paper cup full of beer, so it's not really a whole lot. But we have teams like the Lake Erie Monsters and several of our minor league baseball teams around here in the area. They do Thirsty Thursday promotions where the Monsters have dollar drafts and some of the baseball teams have 50-cent drafts for the first 3 innings.
Okay.
Now, how are we not doing? They don't have to be 10 cents, like $1, even $2. That's not that bad.
Yeah. Let me say this though to what you said. You said, like, you brought up the Monsters and minor leagues. Let's go. Obviously, our closest minor league affiliate is the Lake County Captains, right in my backyard. Beautiful Lake County.
Yeah, they have Thirsty Thursdays.
Santana's playing tonight for him.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Go, Captains! Anyways, I would say if you're going to do anything close to a 10-cent beer night, and you had to pick one of the minor league teams around here, I would say Captains. Because, not the Monsters. Specifically not the Monsters. Because, granted, it would bring in a packed house, good crowd, boost the revenue for an AHL hockey team. But if that place burns to the ground, we need it for the Cavs. Somebody more important uses it.
Yeah,
and they need it. Now,
2012 is a different time than 1974 was.
But the Captains are a lower level single A team in the South Atlantic League. So, they really just need a diamond and a mound, and that's it. They can make do with that. So if it gets burned to the ground, they can still probably play the next game. It's just standing room only because the stadium itself is gone. But they could still get the game off. I mean, but if we lose the Q, that's a serious problem.
You're not going to have to worry about anything like that. Not with today's crowds. Back then, in the 70s, people were running on the field and streaking all the time. And it just so happened on 10 Cent Beer Night that they were throwing firecrackers in the Rangers bullpen, and the guys in the bullpen had to go to the dugout for their own safety. And that's something that happens. You guys might also recall Disco Demolition Night, where a full-blown riot happened in Chicago at Old Comiskey Park, if I'm not mistaken, where they were decided to blow up some disco records, and everyone just took that as a free-for-all and started destroying everything.
Word to the wise,
what is wrong with people?
It was the 1970s. It was a different time.
Never, ever, if I can leave this world with one bit of advice, it would be this. Never have any kind of promotion where you destroy or blow something up. because nothing but chaos will ensue. It does not matter what it is.
It didn't even seem like a controlled explosion either. It looked like it
No,
was just in
it
a
was
garbage
just-
can.
Oh, what a bad idea. What a bad idea.
That also urinates me out. They should bring back disco
Right?
demolition.
Why don't we blow things up anymore at baseball games?
I had enough disco with Doc Rock when he was here.
No, now they just got puppy night. And you just bring your puppy.
Every
Yeah, see,
Yeah,
that's the kind of
I don't
crowd.
get the dog. I don't get the dog.
every
dog
Tu-
night.
every Tuesday I had to reel that damn disco ball down.
I still miss it. It still holds a special place in my heart.
I do miss it too.
Yeah, an old disco ball. Anyways, thank you, Von Erich. And now, Ashley, we slide over to you. What is
All right.
urinating you off on this fine Von Erich's birthday?
You know, I've probably even said this before because they piss me off every day. Umpires and referees
I love 'em.
I feel like they need to being held accountable for when they blatantly F up. Because I mean, okay, I get it with.
I know you have a specific example. So
Yeah,
please
because
share
Johan
that,
Santana
'cause I got my own thoughts.
just threw a no hitter for the Mets, and you know what? Great for the Mets. They haven't had a no hitter in their 52 year career.
51.
Or 51 years of franchise. Never had a no hitter. But in the 6th inning, Carlos Beltran ropes one down the third baseline. Boom! Clearly hits the foul line. You can see the white dust fly into the air. But the umpire calls it foul. And so now instead of that, what? Because I mean that could have literally changed. Because any one thing in like baseball can change the whole aspect of the game. He gets a hit. Now instead of having 2 outs, nobody on. Now you got 1 out, 1 guy on. Next guy. So now different pitches are being thrown. The way you approach the plate is different. They could have ended up Cardinals could end up winning that game instead of getting no hit.
Yeah.
And it happens all the time.
Now here's my point to that. 51 years.
But you can't.
No.
You can't
No,
just
no, no,
hand
no,
it
no,
to
no.
somebody.
Yes, you can.
No.
It has been 51 years. No hitters. You know who else hasn't thrown a no hitter? The Padres, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
But what I'm
51 years.
What
And
I'm
but listen, it's not just that it's 51 years we've been rooting for this team. 51 years, they've been the gum on the bottom of the shoe of this city as people are walking to beautiful Yankee Stadium. It's
Okay.
You're the little guy in your own town.
But-
Let them have it. I made this point when I was talking to you earlier. You're playing ping pong against a 6-year-old cousin. Let them have a game. They're 6.
But there's a
They don't. Who
different- no,
cares?
because-
let them have one no hitter.
No.
Just
no.
this one.
You do not. I
Let 'em
don't,
have it.
No, you can't.
No, here's
because
what it is.
No hitters. The only thing that's harder to do in baseball than get a no hitter is get a perfect game. They're not like an everyday occurrence. And now Johan Santana's forever down as a no hitting pitcher who threw a no hitter.
Well, here's the thing. I
But
think.
really,
Hold on.
he didn't.
Hold on. Here's my point to that. In the NFL, they miss calls and stuff sometimes like that.
All the
It'll be-
time,
Well,
because
yeah,
they
but hold
suck.
on. Cool your jets. Cool your jets. In the NFL, they'll miss a call. All right, they'll flag somebody they shouldn't have flagged them. What they'll do is later in that drive, they'll get them back. They'll be like, "Well, we effed up here, so now we'll
And
fix
see,
it right
and I
here."
don't agree with that either. I hate makeup calls.
But it's a system that polices itself. Armando Galarraga against the Indians.
Yeah.
There was 2 outs in the
Yeah.
9th. They cost
And
him the
he-
no-hitter by saying it was a hit when it
no,
wasn't.
he cost him a perfect game.
Well, yeah, perfect game. So now they're like, well, sorry, pitchers of the world. We'll make it up to you by giving a pitcher a no-hitter here where it technically should have been. And it all polices itself. It's a circle of life. It corrects itself over time.
No, just
Good for Johan Santana.
learn how to make a call. Like umpires who have their own strike zones. No, I'm sorry. You don't get to make up your own strike zone just because you're an umpire in Major League Baseball. The strike zone is the letters on your jersey to your knees and width of the plate. It is not whatever the hell you feel like calling balls and strikes.
I like how
No.
I like in baseball games you can turn that on and off. Just because I think it's funny that you even have the option. It was like umpire-specific strike zones.
Yeah.
You can turn that feature on where it's like, hey, why don't you turn this on and then get screwed on some calls?
It's the
It's
most
like, why would I
ridiculous
do
thing
that?
I've ever heard of. NBA refs are garbage too. They don't know what's a charge, what's a block, what's even a foul. They sure as hell don't know what traveling is anymore.
The problem is, and it's something that happens in the NFL and it's something that happens in the NBA, is two things. In the NBA, there's pretty much a foul on every play.
There is.
Pretty much on
It's a
every
joke.
single play. But the problem is like when you decide to call it. Is now it's a foul, but like 2 minutes ago it wasn't. And then in the NFL, it is absolutely the worst because there is holding on literally every single play. There is always offensive or defensive. Someone is holding someone in the trenches. There is holding on every single play. It's just whether or not the
they
ref
feel
is
like
gonna
calling
call
it. I'm sorry, if
By
you
the way,
see it, you call it.
Glad you brought up the refs. Fun little story here. Apparently, the contract between the referee labor union in the NFL has expired, and they've been going through contract discussions this year. They are now officially in a lockout.
Good.
But we will not miss any game time because the NFL told them, take our deal or we're going to hire other people. And they said no. So now the NFL has said by the end of this month they expect to have a new fully staffed team of referees that they will start training in the rules.
Because the ones in the NFL now suck anyway. So, it can't get much worse.
It's just so funny because the referees, I imagine, they go around thinking they're important.
They do.
They're like, well, we're important to the game. We police the game. We're here to enforce the rules.
They think they're important, but they don't.
But now that they're gone, we're not going to miss a beat.
Yeah,
we're just going to continue. Okay, new guys. They're going with retired guys. They're going with, college guys, stuff like that coming in to be the new. If you've ever seen the movie The Replacements with Keanu Reeves, it's like that, but with referees.
LL Cool J's in the other football movie.
Yeah. No, this is,
yeah.
Who's this? This is Alonzo something. This is, friend. I don't remember his name. But anyways, it's him. And then Keanu Reeves. And then there's the European guy who played soccer.
I love that kicker.
And they make him the kicker, and he's always, like, smoking.
I love
it. And then there was
he's
the
funny.
wide receiver who couldn't catch, so they put, like, glue on his hands. And then he catches. Great movie. Look it up. One thing Keanu Reeves did that I would recommend to anyone else. But anyways, that's a different story. Thank you, Ashley, for your feelings towards the officiating staff.
Yeah,
And now it's my turn. And I was going back and forth on a couple things I could be using here. But I've decided what's urinating me off is something called Jets West. It is not the idea of Jets West. I understand the appeal of it. It's something, I guess it's referred to now as a Jets tradition. But it started last year because there were no OTAs or anything like that within the NFL. So a lot of teams made their own little, the Browns had like Camp Colt. And, Drew Brees got the Saints together and ran some drills and stuff like that. Well, Mark Sanchez started what he calls Jets West, which now they're doing again this year, which was Mark Sanchez, although he plays in New York and spends most of his time here, his home, and where he's a native of, is SoCal, where he played at USC and everything. So he took a bunch of the Jets offensive players with him to his neck of the woods in Southern California, put on a little thing like how you can go to see the Browns in training camp in Berea for free, which is a great, wonderful experience. I highly recommend it to everyone. And it's really interesting how the Browns actually have their training spots set up and everything. It's kind of just in a neighborhood. You're not really in a city or anything. You're going down a street and it's just a suburban neighborhood of houses. And then all of a sudden, what's that at the end of the street? It's a big Browns training complex with like a couple outdoor fields for them to work out and stuff. It's just a fun time to get to see the players and stuff before they get cut. Anyways, so Mark Sanchez got the idea to do this in Southern California. People can come see the Jets and everything. People who are fans of Mark Sanchez, friends, family, whatever, come see his new team, see this New York team that you're not normally going to get a chance to see. Well, anyways, Mark Sanchez decides he's going to do Jets West again. Don't have a problem with it. I have a problem with the fact that it is apparently news, front page news on almost any sports site you can find, that Mark Sanchez has invited Tim Tebow to Jets West. And then breaking news at about 5:30, 5:40 today in the afternoon, Tim Tebow has accepted the offer and will go with Mark Sanchez and some skilled position players for Jets West. Who the hell cares? It is a backup quarterback in an unofficial OTA.
Yeah.
This is nothing. This is, you and I were talking about this. It's Mark Sanchez comes in the locker room, basically says, hey guys, I'm going to my place to lift some weights. You guys want to come with? You're all invited. Sure, yeah. And then everybody's getting ready to go, but then they all just stop and look at Tim Tebow. And suddenly it's like the elephant in the room. It's awkward as hell. And you're like, oh, Tim, you can come if you want. And then you got your fingers crossed behind your back, like, say no, say no. And he's like, sure, I'd love to.
He's like the little brother, the awkward friend who really they're just there, but you don't like hanging out with him. But
I've decided
if you walk into a room and you go, hey, we're going out after work, or we're going out after practice, or whatever, and he just all of a sudden comes around the corner, you're like, oh, I was hoping he wasn't going to hear that. Well, yeah, you can come too.
Exactly. We were talking about this. It's like if I walked in here right now and I was like, hey, Von Erich, I got some tickets to the Indians game this week. You coming? And you're like, yeah, sure, man. And then you're just sitting there, and it's like, oh, Ashley, see you next week. You know? No, I obviously I would want to invite you, but if I didn't, I would still have to invite you, because what am I going to do? Invite the person next to you?
Yeah.
And not you?
Yeah.
It's okay, but I've got to say this real quick because we're running out of time here. I have basically taken a 180 on my position on Tebow, because I've decided he is absolute fake bullshit. Pardon my language. Because think about it. This is the final tipping point for me.
Saying it forever.
Was when he was traded to the Jets, and then there was some sort of mistake with the language of the trade or his contract. So officially the trade was no. But they're like, but we'll be able to refinalize the trade in like 24 hours. So we had to like go back to Denver. But then that's when the Jacksonville Jags made a big push. And they reportedly sat Tim Tebow down and said, make your pick. Who do you want to go play for? And think about the decision he had to face there. You can go to New York, where you are guaranteed to be a backup. The guy's been running punt coverage drills with the Jets in their first round of OTAs. Or go to Jacksonville, where their quarterback position is in such shambles, and that state is so endeared to you, where you played all your high school and college career. That state loves you like you're a god. Go there and potentially take the starting job week 1. But where does he choose? He chooses New York, because it's a bigger market with more cameras to show his face. I've officially decided. Everybody who's even anti-Tebow is like, I don't think he's good. Great person. Great personality. I've decided.
Fake.
Full of crap.
Yep.
Because if he was really the person he's trying to pretend to be, why
wouldn't
wouldn't you go back home to Florida and go there and try to be a hero in the NFL?
His excuse is Florida. They didn't really want me. They just offered me the deal because they knew it would look good. No, Tim Tebow.
What do you think, the Jets want you? The Jets
wanted
want a
the New York nightlife.
I don't know if he wanted the New York nightlife, but he wanted the New York cameras.
Yeah. He wanted all of it.
He wanted to be in the number 1 media market in the world.
He wants all of it. His little, I'm saving myself for marriage, bull. You know that first weekend he went to New York, he got more ass than
a
damn public toilet seat.
All right. Anyways, time for 3 up, 3 down. Down number 3, Lord Stanley's Cup. Of course, we said Game 1 drew less viewers than the NBA lottery.
That's sad.
Down number 2, hashtag go nuts. It's Eddie George. Lost his house. Set to be auctioned off this week.
How did he lose his house?
And when it was announced that it was going to be auctioned off, he said, that is a surprise to me.
What happened to all his money?
Oh, it's gone.
He has like a restaurant or something in Columbus.
I guess not.
You bought it.
Down
Times
number
are tough, I guess.
1. Wide receiver draftee Justin Blackman.
Oh boy,
arrested
what are they
for
gonna
a DUI, blew a .24.
When are they gonna learn?
Wow, that is like what scares me the most about that is I think of someone blowing a .24. How do you stumble into the car, let alone start it, let alone maneuver it? Which leads me to believe that if he's drinking enough and doing this enough, that a .24 can be as little to him as it was. You know, maybe we got a bit of a problem here. And this is before he has money. He doesn't even have money yet. Wait till he inks that deal, and he's got actual money. Game over.
Buy a driver. You're rich.
Kind of glad. Well, he's not rich yet, but kind of glad the Browns turned away from him. Up number 3, Tiger Woods tied Jack Nicklaus's 73 wins for second all-time in PGA Tour history. By the way, real quick, the two of you, trivia question: who's number 1 in PGA Tour wins? Tiger and Nicklaus are tied for second. Who's number 1?
Ooh.
That would be. I'm gonna go with Bobby Jones.
Bobby Jones. What do you got?
I couldn't even tell you.
Sam Snead.
Slammin' Sam.
Well, there you go.
Yeah,
there's your fun fact for the day. Up number 2, Johan Santana. first
35
no-hitter.
points for my fantasy team that day.
There you go.
It's crap.
I have always
Crap.
loved Johan Santana's name
That
so
one
much.
hit could have changed
Whatever.
everything. But no, it's foul.
Doesn't matter. Goes down in the record
Shitty
books as the
umpire.
first no-hitter in Mets history.
Shenanigans.
Up number 1, the New Orleans Hornets get the number 1 pick in the NBA draft. You can basically guarantee that it is Anthony Davis from Kentucky.
Franchise changer.
So, there you go. Congratulations to all of them. Pair him up with Eric Gordon, who they got from the Clippers. Yeah, it's not looking so bad. I don't know.
They might win some ball
The only
games.
loser
down,
in all this is Michael Jordan.
down in the Nolans.
Who
Poor
knows?
Michael.
The New Orleans Gumbos.
Poor Michael.
All right, well, that's going to wrap it up for High on Sports this week. Remember, we'll be back with you next week, I should say. Same time, same place, breaking down who will play in the NBA Finals, because they will be set by then. Yeah, they will be. I just had to check in the old head. Yeah.
Well, they're both tied 2-2. So
even if they go to a Game 7, yeah.
3 games tops.
When we talk to you next, the NBA Finals will be set up. Let's just put it that way.
Go Boston.
So much more to talk about and everything next week, so you don't want to miss that. More, maybe our first NBA mock draft. We'll see. See what happens. So for Chris, for Von Erich, for Ashley, I am Ralphie saying good night, everybody. We'll see you next week, same time, same place. Thank you so much for listening to High on Sports on MorningshowCentral.com. Happy birthday, Von Erich.
Thank you.